For me, in 1977, being in an environment that was telling young women, there's a place for you in the world, and go out and grab it. I don't, for 1 minute, I don't underestimate the impact that had on my confidence, my view of myself, my view of what I might be able to achieve if I put my mind to it.
We need stability. And something like Women's College is a stable institution. It's somewhere that people can rely upon, where families can send their women.
I think the college does have a role in creating a space for women to develop themselves in their own pursuit of their own excellence, because that's how I perceived the girls and myself when I came to college.
Walking through the hallway and seeing all the photos back from 1914, the first photos of the first women's group, and then you can see all of my photos, and it's just, you feel like you're a part of something bigger. And going to women's, for me, really harnessed and empowered me, and I think made me become much more of a kind of strong feminist who wanted rights for women locally, internationally, and it really kind of made me really appreciate the power of women in all of their different fields.
When I was in first year, being able to go to second or third year students and ask for assistance or advice was really helpful.
I was meeting girls that were doing art at uni, which I didn't even think was a university subject. I didn't know how you could do art. And I just saw all these girls doing all these different things, and I thought it really gave me a grounding to just think I could actually do anything.
To be surrounded by women who have particular purpose and wish to pursue degrees in various areas, I found that fascinating. I was studying law, but there were women studying science and engineering. That was really inspirational. And then that lends to networks, I guess, in later in life.
And I was exposed to women who were smart at law, or who were becoming doctors, or who were wanting to run their own companies. And that inspires you to sort of reach out and be a little bit more dynamic and ambitious yourself.
It wasn't just I had to be this and work for this person. It was, wow, I could really be anything I want to be.
While the college has evolved into a more modern organisation, the empowerment, the freedom, the safety, it is a safe place for women to live and learn together in a community that supports them.
There's a sense that the college is there to support you in how you want to live your life, and I think that's a really valuable institution for young women.
That was a really lovely transition for me to come out of, a really strict environment at boarding school, but also be in a place where my parents felt that I was going to be looked after. So I think that transition is a nice way for you to grow up without too much of the stark reality of having to cook all the time and all the basics when you're, I was 17 when I went to college. So that was, there's just a lot going on when you're 17, just coping with different life and looking after yourself and being way more independent than you ever were. So I think it's just a lovely transition period where you can, sort of grow up in a safe environment and make some mistakes. Definitely make a lot of mistakes, but yeah, that's the best bit.
Women's has the ability to challenge people, I think, maybe push their boundaries, take them out of their comfort zone, and believe in themselves, I think, is another thing.
And we as a college have worked very, very hard to lead cultural change in the college among all the colleges in UQ on this campus here, in order to continue for the college to be at the leading edge of supporting women as they grow and develop in this living, learning community.
For me, attending women's college was actually one of those sliding doors moments in life. I'm really pretty convinced that if I hadn't had that very supportive environment, I'm not sure I would have finished first year university, and that would have changed my life. My life would have gone in an entirely different direction because it was university that introduced me to politics, introduced me to people involved in politics, introduced me to the Labor Party, and all of that was the foundation for much of what I went on to do with the rest of my life.
So when I was in year 12, I was actually homeless, but I was a very precocious teenager, and I told everyone I was going to the best uni in the state, and they're like, maybe focus on high school first. But I rocked up to the UQ Open Day, which was also like when the college was putting on their display, and met the colleges, talked to the head of college personally, had my interview, and like literally gave her an Excel spreadsheet budget of how I can pay for this, like with Centrelink and how many hours I would need to work, because it's obviously a college that's targeted at like people whose parents were going to pay for it, so it's less usual for people to pay for themselves. So I was 16 years old when this happened, and I went in and did my full little spiel and just wanted to do 1 year, and I got an email back a couple of days later, before I'd even sat my year 12 exams, that I had been accepted to the women's college, and they were going to offer me the council bursary, which I didn't actually apply for because it didn't exist. I think I was the first recipient. Like, there's colleges where you just, you have your room and your board and you go to classes, but I think women's in particular spends a lot of time like teaching the young women how the world works, how to present yourself to the world. Like, it's almost like a finishing school as well as a college. And I think that was extremely beneficial and not like something that I was expecting.
You just feel this sense of almost responsibility as well, knowing how influential that was on my life. I want people to continue to have that opportunity.
I'm so proud to say it's just women, and it's women for women, supporting them and lifting them up. I feel like this college makes stuff happen, and if you can see those opportunities, boom.